Fall is here, and there is a lot of anime to go through. And while we all know that the show with the most hype is Chainsaw Man, believe me, there are a bunch of shows that deserve some of that recognition as well, and some other interesting ones. As always, I'll talk about pretty much every new show this season, and I'll add a score from 1 to 5 on how much I'd recommend them, and hopefully you'll find something for you. So let's get to it. Here's my take on the anime of Fall 2022.
私、フォローして新着通知もオンにしてるんだ。
Hey, that's really cool. Huh?
リングセンスはちょっと痛いけど。痛いの?
Fair. This is an absolute banger so far. We follow the life of this introverted girl who just wants to make friends, but she fails to even start a conversation. She gets inspired to learn how to play the guitar. She becomes a pro, but years pass and her middle school life ends just as it started, alone. But she does start a YouTube channel as an anonymous cover artist with lots of views and comments, so that's something. She's determined to start fresh in high school and find kindred spirits to rock with, and to her dismay, she immediately finds it in having to help a new band play in an underground club. And thus, we have a group of cute girls in their journey to be a rock band, while Bocchi tries to come out of her shell in the most hilarious and kind of relatable way. The show oozes charm, from the great designs and animation that you come to expect from Cloverworks, the visual gags, the great voice acting, the rocking OST, and everything that makes it top moe. It screams K-On, but it's a bit more cartoony. The reactions from Bocchi even rival Anya's. Solid show. It just really makes me feel comfy and entertained, while being really funny, and it's pretty easy to cheer for our protag. We get another group of girls in this wacky over-the-top anime where 4 friends are living the school life, but each one is keeping a secret. We got an alien, a ninja who abandoned their clan, a psychic, and a dude who switched places with his sister. Visually, it's alright, and the concept has some promise. Episode 1 pulls out a ton of crazy jokes and gags, and while not all of them land, I still found it funny. The way they lie to keep their secrets is pretty entertaining. It has that kind of pop team epic randomness to it, so I'm willing to give it more episodes to see if it holds up. We just had the ending to the first season of Aoashi, and it was a blast to see Aoi's journey, and how they won their matches through sheer teamwork. I can't wait to see how they implement that into Blue Lock. Well damn. From the get-go, you know this is gonna be special. While other sports shows have hammered down how important everyone's role in the team is, be it defense, support, and such, Blue Lock throws that out the window and puts 300 of Japan's best strikers in a battle royale training camp to find the best forward player and have them finally win the World Cup. Our main guy must climb the ranks while working with a bunch of crazy unique characters who can possibly stab him in the back. It's all about how egocentric you can be and how you do anything just to score, and if you fall behind, you're gone. The art style is wacky, giving me a bit of Danganronpa vibes. It's animated well, and again, the whole concept just brings this refreshingly weird turn to the sports genre that begs me to keep watching, and see what crazy challenges they're gonna have to endure. And considering the World Cup is almost here, it's perfect. I don't want to use a lot of time talking about sequels, but man, there are a lot this season. Spy Family is back so we can get more awesome Anya reactions, a beautiful OP, and the introduction of Bond. Mob Psycho, visually stunning as always, brings back our favorite boy. My Hero Academia is getting into an arc I really enjoyed from the manga, and it definitely feels like a step up from season 5. A more serious tone, great animation from the start, and a kick-ass opening. Bleach fans get a long-awaited sequel. Pop Team Epic gets a surprising season 2, which I'm really happy about. Fumetsu no Anata, Usagi-chan, and all of these. Lots of continuing stuff. Speaking of which, we continue to have a dose of isekai this season, but this might be the best bunch of shows this year. We got a girl who got transported into her favorite otome game, but is put into the role of the villainess, who is destined to get killed in this world. After getting dumped by the douchey prince, she decides to challenge her fate, and try to get the Demon King to fall in love with her. While rocky at first, she promises to help him achieve his goal of connecting the human and demon world, and she might be able to catch his eye afterward. It's a quirky concept. While I did expect a Beauty and the Beast kind of deal out of this, it's actually way more complicated. I really like how determined and fun Eileen can be, and how thorough her plan to remake her social life is, using friendships and new allies to keep her family's name intact after being discarded. And her chemistry with the cursed prince is kinda cute. An otome game premise done right so far. The Eminence in Shadow, on the other hand, is a more original kind of isekai. Our protag lived his life training his body to become a hero lurking in the shadows, ready to fight crime. So basically he thinks he's Batman, but he comes off more like a Chunibu. We get a cool first episode that works as a kind of prologue, and gets a bit brutal in terms of action, while being pretty well animated. Of course, in the end, our hero ends up Truck-kun, and in this new world, he's free to become the superhero he always wanted, armed with some awesome slime that he uses as armor/weapons. Comedy kicks in when we explore his crazy personality, and how he manages to assemble a force of henchwomen to destroy a cult that he himself made up, but hilariously ends up being real. From what I've seen, the show has a great mix of funny characters and situations, while being a very interesting concept. The crazy energy and good comedic timing definitely has me interested to see how good the show can get. In a more traditional isekai setting, we have the twist of the main protag being reincarnated as a sentient sword that can fly, learn abilities, and is so OP that he pretty much speedruns the whole world in the first episode. Thankfully, we have a cat girl who stumbles upon him, and they team up so she can become an adventurer, and our goofy looking sword can be of service. The show picks up after Fran gets introduced. While cute and kind of quirky, her sword and magic skills turn her into a badass, once our inanimate object-kun levels her up, and they make for an interesting team. It's been fun seeing them together. The action scenes have been great, and the OST fits the vibe so well. Animation felt a bit off in the first episode, but it really gets better. While the OP powers do feel convenient, it works for the show, and I'm excited to see more of this pair. But the sword with cartoony eyes does feel like a weird idea, even for an isekai. I mean, reincarnating like that must be the goofiest thing this season.
ここはどこだ？え？ダミーヘッドマイクになってるんですけど！
Never mind. And while the isekai this time around feel more fresh, a lot of the fantasy shows just feel too generic to me. We've got the protagonist that got excluded by his party full of a-holes, but will now find a group of powerful beast girls to form his team in Beast Tamer. So yeah, another secretly overpowered guy with a harem that will probably end up fighting over him and their adventures. Maybe something with his ex-team pans out, but everything about it seems generic so far. Decent fight scenes though, and the OST for the bonding scenes is kinda nice. Plus the main guy is pretty likable. We've got the cute girl alchemist opening a shop/pharmacy in a small town. The way this one started gave me hope with the tragic backstory of how her parents were murdered in a plan to take over the family business, and how she was made an orphan. So she decides to become an alchemist to provide for herself. And while it's cool to see her fighting giant monsters, learning new things, and harvesting bear organs once in a while, the animation, world, and characters don't help it feel interesting enough, and it sadly pushes me away from wanting to continue it. And then we have the farmer anime, which, yes, is about a guy who is strong just by being a farmer. The royal family needs him, but unfortunately our protag, Al Wayne, is just too immersed in the agricultural life to even think about adventuring, which he ends up doing anyway. This really feels like something randomly generated. While it does try to be funny, there's really nothing to write home about, so probably just a skip from my Okay, there's that. The last adventure fantasy anime we got is Immoral Guild, and I can't believe it's not hentai. It's about a guy who wants to retire from adventuring, but won't be able to do so until he trains a successor for his guild. Unfortunately, he gets a handful of girls who look promising, but always end up screwing up, and put in situations I don't think I can show on YouTube. While it does get predictable, and this is definitely fan service for the sake of it, it gets so crazy and dumb that it's kind of hilarious. Not a good show at all, but was good for a laugh. Oh, wait a minute, seems like I missed an isekai on the list.
Loser! You're a loser!
Actually, this is Shinobi no Itoki, a show about a teenage boy living a normal life, but is always weirdly overprotected by his family. After foiling Truck-kun's plans, he gets confessed to. Heck, he almost scores a triple on the first date. But he gets attacked by ninjas, and it gets revealed that he's a part of a secret ninja clan, which he'll become a leader of someday. So he's gonna have to go to ninja school to learn how to become one. It's okay, the idea itself is fine and the animation is halfway decent, but the show seems too fast-paced and the characters aren't that good. I'd give it 3 episodes to test the waters, but nothing spectacular. Moving on to the rom-coms, we have a really weird mix. We have a pair of students who are forced into acting like a married couple, because it's a part of a school assignment where they are graded on how good their chemistry is, in a room where they are constantly watched. That's not creepy at all. And even though they don't get along at first, they decide to do well so they can reach the top 10 in their class, because then they can switch partners for their actual crushes. And as you'd expect, they start to form feelings for each other. Ecchi hijinks ensue, possible love triangles, the works. While I'm not fond of the main duo just yet, and the school aspect screams creepy, I am a bit intrigued to see where this is going. They're not wasting any time here. Unlike other rom-com shows, 24 episodes of pure nothing. Add on some funny visual gags and a pleasing color scheme. It's some weird but good rom-com fun. We got the remake of Urusei Yatsura, the 80s anime about the alien girl Loom who becomes obsessed over Ataru, the super unlucky flirt who beats her in a tag match to save the Earth. The show is very visual gag based, and I'm very happy to say that David Productions, known for their work on JoJo and Fire Force, nailed the task of modernizing the show with their beautiful art style, color palettes, and animation, while delivering on the humor and being true to these characters. The voice acting is also spot on. Even if you haven't seen the original show, I think it's easy to recommend you to give it a watch, at least once. And the OP is really good. Romantic Killer almost got lost in the shuffle, but thanks to me being late, I was able to put it on the list. And yes, it's really good. Anzu is a girl who enjoys only 3 things in life: video games, chocolate, and her cat. She's never been that stereotypical girl or been into guys. But one day, while playing an otome game, she unknowingly summons a magical creature named Riri that transforms the world in a way that she encounters hot guys all the time. While she disagrees, Riri also made it so she's unable to game, eat chocolate, or even play with her pet. She's determined to not let him have his way, and will be the so-called romantic killer of this world. Or that's her plan anyway. This is a fantastic riff on the whole rom-com genre as a whole, and Anzu immediately goes on my list of favorite new characters this year. She's hilarious and spunky, and the visual style of the show lends itself perfectly to her over-the-top reactions. And how Riri messes with her just fuels this hilarious conflict. I'm not sure where the show is gonna go from here, but it's a big recommendation from me. Love Flops, though, is one of those shows. Main guy wakes up in his house with an AI bunny and fires up his banana toaster? And sees on TV that a fortune teller predicts he'll have a lucky day. So he crashes into 5 girls while he's getting to school, which include the toast and mouth scene, assault, banana and pants joke, dogs, and based. And of course, all of them are his classmates. They obviously hate his guts now for some reason or another, and it'll probably take a few episodes to get him on his side, or they like him now. And the glasses girl flashes him while confessing to him, and then the other girls do the same thing in the next episode. Okay. And now they're at his house because his dad arranged them to battle it out for his affection. Even the girl who's actually a guy because progress? Honestly, I was gonna write this show off quickly because it's the usual harem anime with the craziness up to 11, while also being super ecchi. But there's something in here that feels off. It feels like this is either a simulation or a video game, or it's pulling a Doki Doki Literature Club on us. And although the girls have little to no substance yet, the guy's cool. And it gets so bonkers, it actually gets some laughs out of me. So just like Immoral Guild, I can't say this is good, but it has that something that'll keep me watching, at least for a bit. In a show that delves more into the romance side, we have Bibliophile Princess, which feels more like a fairy tale mixed with royal politics. It focuses on a girl who is obsessed with reading, and a prince, who is obviously in love, proposes to her with the excuse that she wouldn't need to perform any civil duties, and she can just bury herself in books. She agrees, but she thinks it's all fake. Problems start coming in, and drama ensues, making her believe she's not welcome anymore, and so on and so on. I'll admit, it has my interest. Madhouse does a phenomenal job making the show look beautiful, and each character feels fleshed out enough to keep me focused on the story. Eliane is an introvert and is a bit gullible at times, but she's harmless and works well as the protag of this kind of story, something calmer and nice to look at this season. Before we get into the last shows, here's a quick variety speedrun. Housing Complex C is a horror show on a seaside town with weird occurrences starting to pile up, with some Lovecraft thrown in there. I thought the art style was poor, it wasn't as scary as it should be, and the clear message about xenophobia felt unearned. Plus, it came out first on Adult Swim, and the English dub is terrible. Big skip from me. Bass Rock is a forgettable show about 2 boy bands that I've never heard about. Raven of the Inner Palace is about a royal consort in a historical fantasy anime based in ancient China. She has magical abilities and can take on any request, which includes finding lost items, helping the dead rest, and even inflicting curses. Visually nice, and it's a decent story that explores the city and our Raven consort's past, and how she opens socially to the world more and more. more, while uncovering mysteries of the royal family. Something refreshingly different. And it has a funny chicken! And a giant bird lady. Human Crazy University is about a killer who survives capital punishment, and is taken to a Doc Brown looking guy who studies weird humans. It sounds like quite an idea, but it's mostly a show that puts out a ton of random trivia throughout the wacky situations. But it's also weirdly dark. Plus, its animation reminds me so much of Kappa Mikey. Beyond that, meh. Eternal Boys is about a group of middle-aged guys starting an idol group for some reason. My Master Has No Tail follows a Tanuki girl who lives in the era where humans aren't as gullible to fall for their tricks anymore, since Tanuki were pranksters in Japanese culture. But she is determined to keep it up and learn the art of rakugo storytelling, where they tell a funny short story to an audience with just their voice and small props. It does have a bit of a charming feel to it, but it gets held back because a lot of the rakugo stories aren't really that funny, and some jokes won't land unless you're really into Japanese culture. Harmless, but it doesn't keep my attention for too long. And Play It Cool Guys is a half-episode comedy about the life of 4 guys who are clumsy, but manage to recover from their screw-ups in a very cool manner. I found the art style and the vibe of the show really chill, plus the guys feel relatable, at least with how comically they portray their slip-ups. And now, the newest spin-off to the Gundam series. I will admit, I'm not seasoned in the franchise at all. Heck, I'm not even big on mecha, aside from the usual titles. But I think this show has a lot going for it. We get a really intense prologue that introduces us to a Gundam that is unable to activate. The government is shutting down their production immediately, and while trying to escape the onslaught, 4-year-old Solera somehow activates the giant robot, and is able to escape the danger. Years later, and now a high schooler, she enters space school, and this show throws everything out there. Robot duels with wagers, imposed marriages, corporate meddling, social dividing in the school, love polygons. It's all so crazy, but it honestly works. It's a space epic in the making with this shy redhead looking to experience new things right in the middle. Sunrise does a wonderful job all the way from the human designs to the awesome robot battles. Interesting relationships, a bigger political story in the background, the weird school. They even got Yoasobi for the OP. Come on, dude. I'm really into it so far. Give it a shot. Okay, let's move on to... This season really leaned onto the cute girls doing stuff, huh? But I'm happy they did, and Do It Yourself is a strong addition. Our main, Serufu, a super aloof and laid-back girl, stumbles upon the DIY club at her school, where the already pro Rei Yasaku spends her time building projects. Yua Serufu is enticed with the idea of making stuff she visualizes in her imagination, so she joins the team. They'll need to get more members to join to be an official club, and from there we go. I adore the art style and colors, and it's definitely one of the most chill shows of the season. It isn't as funny or hectic as Bocchi, for example, but it has some great moments, and every girl that joins helps the dynamic of the group so well. And again, I'm a big fan of Serufu. So calm, so eager to learn, such a charming character. And the world already having advanced AI and holograms help impose the idea that sometimes DIY projects can be a cool hobby to have. Maybe IKEA sponsors the show, I don't know. But all that aside, I love this. A great breather to some of the crazier shows this season. Speaking of which... Oh, never mind, just a show focusing on the daily life of maid cafes in Akihabara. Could be good, but not big into this kind of show. Holy shit! This show is insane. When I got to see the trailer, I was really confused what it was going to be about, but after one of the most jaw-dropping first episodes I've ever seen, everything was clear. An innocent Nagomi is employed in the Tontokoton maid cafe, and while everything seems normal at first, with the usual gags and activities these places are known for, she's given a chore with Ranko, a more serious and mature woman. They arrive at a competing idol place, and everything goes rogue. A battle explodes with gun and knife fights, cursing, well-animated action, and so much blood. The Akiba Maid Wars is literally that. Yakuza maid cafes duke it out to survive. Money laundering, gambling, everything that shouldn't be in a maid show is here, and it works so well. The stark contrast between these things make for a great shock at first, but keeps delivering in its comedy, and keeps you guessing what more crazy situations they'll go to. It's chaotic, it's fun, it's action-packed, and super creative. Visually, it works wonders with the crazy plot. Didn't expect this in the slightest, but it's one of the season's many highlights so far. And finally, we gotta talk about the chainsaw-shaped elephant in the room. What can I even say at this point? As someone who avoided the manga and spoilers, it honestly feels like the hype was justified. Episode 1 immediately grabs you, be it Denji and Pochita's sad but endearing existence, the phenomenal character designs, the awesome OP with an earworm of a song, beautiful visuals and animation, which, yeah, some of it could need a bit of getting used to, but you notice how much time and energy the Mappa artist threw into this. The backgrounds, the OST, the action, it's all really dang good. Every character is super interesting, and they range from intense, relatable, hilarious, insane, or all of the above. Story-wise, if you somehow haven't seen this already, it follows Denji, a guy who's on the lowest of lows after inheriting his dad's astronomical debt. Almost dead in the water, he befriends a devil chainsaw pupper, and they make a blood pact to be there for each other. They prove their worth by becoming devil hunters, and doing anything that'll get them some money. Even so, Denji grows up to be someone so poor and unable to enjoy any real pleasure in life that the smallest of wins he can get would be golden, be it having some jam for his toast or having a bath. After getting tricked by his boss, who makes a deal with a devil of his own, Denji gets mortally wounded, and sweet Pochita decides to save his life by fusing with him, making one more deal. So our protect revives and is now capable of tearing shit up as a chainsaw devil hybrid in an awesome and graphic action scene. After this, he's taken by the beautiful mastermind Makima, which seems like a blessing to him since he can now live a much richer life at the cost of having to be her property, which a lot of people on the internet wouldn't mind, it seems. It's such a crazy ride, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And the fact that they'll have a different ED every episode is so mind-boggling to me. It really shows how much trust Mappa has for it. If somehow you weren't already watching it, give it a chance. It's a big one. Now our boy Denji can dream bigger, since he can enjoy his daily life a bit more. But will still have to struggle with the new powers, meeting new crazy people, and such. But now he can go for his ultimate goal.
見つけたぜ。俺の本気。俺のゴール。それは胸だ。
Pochita died for this. And that's everything to look forward to in fall. Some really great shows to end the year. What is your most hyped show so far? Share below. Again, sorry for taking so long with the video. A lot of stuff got in the way, so I had to change the layout and direction a bit. So let me know if you'd like to change. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. The channel has been slowly growing, so expect some more stuff to come before the year ends. Well, gotta go back and watch a lot of these new shows and get ready. It's been Jules, I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you all for the next one.